Okay, so we're going to look at adding some stuff here. So I want to show you how to do a couple of things, like how should you italicize and bold things. So I just want to uh, show some of those. So for italics, it's going to be text IT, okay, and this is italics. And now we can see that I don't know how to spell italics, but it'll spell check for you. The overleaf editor will do spell check. So this is italics, and then for text, for bold, it's text BF. This is bold, and so if I run that, this is what you get. And then for both, text BF, IT, and this is both. Whoops. Okay, and then when I run it, there you go. Okay, so that's how we do italics. That's how we do italics and bold. So another thing that I forgot to mention is that just like in Python, you could use the hashtag for a comment, or similar to how you can do that, you can use comments here or by %. So I could come here and write, this is a comment. And this is not going to show up over here. This is not going to show up over here because it's a comment, and so it knows not to display it over here. And so you want to do this, like I use this a lot if to sort of remind me of what I'm doing in a document. Like this is the part where I want to talk about this sort of thing, or like you know, if it's a document I might edit in the future, sometimes I might think, oh well, I can just get rid of this part. But then I realize once I get down to the next part, oh, I needed that part, so I'll write a note saying like, don't get rid of this part. Or if it's like a paper I'm writing or something, and there's a computation that I don't want to put the details for, but I want to have a reminder for myself in case I ever need to come back or I forget, I'll put a little reminder there about this is the computation, just do this and that to sort of put me in the right direction on how to do the computation. Anyways, it's just similar reasons you want to have comments here that you want to have comments in any program that you're writing. Okay. So the next thing that I want to talk about is going to be, well, basically two things. I want to show you how to add graphics. So I've uploaded this graphic of Donald Knuth. There he is reading, it looks like he's reading his own book, The Art of Computer Programming. So I want to upload that. So how do I put it here? Well, the first thing that we're going to do is use a package. So there's different, just like in Python, there's different packages. So I want to use the graphics package. So I'm going to use package, and it already kind of has it here, this graphics package. And so to add the graphic, I'm just going to come down here and do include graphics. Okay, so again, this is a command. The argument that goes in brackets, that is an optional command. Optional commands go there, and we're not going to put any optional commands now. And there are arguments, optional arguments go in the square brackets, and then just normal arguments, the required arguments go here. And it already is suggesting that I put that there. Okay, so I'm going to recompile this, and over here we should see the image. Okay, now there we go. If I want to change the width of it, I could say something like width equals 4 inches. And if you run this, you're going to get, well, okay, let's say 2 inches. You're going to get 2 inches. What I often like to do is do it as a percentage of the line width. So there's, LaTeX knows what the width of the line is that it's going to do its text on. And so I like to do it as a percentage of the line width. So you could do something like 0.9 times line width. And then it's going to make it 90, like, it's going to scale it properly, and it's going to make its width 90% of the line width. So if I recompile this, you'll get something like this, which is pretty close to what it was before. Okay, now let's say you want to do things like put captions there. So to do that, you're going to do begin, figure, and it already tells you that, and it already auto-populates all of this stuff here. Okay, so centering kind of puts things in the center. Include graphics, that's the picture that we want to put. Caption here, I could say, here's Donald Knuth reading. Or I probably wouldn't write here, so I would probably just write this. Okay, now I'm going to recompile. Oh, because it's down here, sorry. Let me get rid of this one. Okay, Don Knuth reading. And it says figure 1. So this label thing here, notice fig interlabel, that's not over here. So I'm going to call this, I'm just going to call it DK for Donald Knuth, figure 1 for figure 1. And now what I want to do, let's say I want to refer to this figure in another location in the text. So let's say right here. So in figure ref, I'm going to do DKF1. In figure 1, we see the inventor or creator of tech reading. Okay, in this figure, we see the creator of tech reading, and now what's going to happen, it's going to put a number here. It's going to put 1. This is figure 1. It's going to put that in this sentence, kind of with a link that you can click on. So we have this. So in figure 1, so also the other thing is that LaTeX will try to find the best place to put your picture, even if it's not where you want it. And this is one of the things that can be frustrating. So I'll just talk about that in a minute. So figure 1, we can actually, I thought we'd be able to click on it, but I think we'll see that in upcoming videos. Okay, at any rate, in figure 1, we see the creator of tech reading. So we have something like this. So then if we were to, add another figure, if I were to just, so if I were to add another figure, so, and have it a different number, this one would change to match whatever that is there. So hold on a second. Okay, so now I uploaded an image of Leslie Lamport. So I'm going to just copy and paste basically this whole thing. So it's going to be Leslie Lamport, the creator of LaTeX, and it's going to be Leslie Lamport speaking. And I'm going to call it LLF1. Okay, so now what's going to happen when we run this code? This figure, the Donald Knuth figure, is after the Leslie Lamport figure. So this would now say figure 2. And this right here will also change to figure 2 as well. So if I run the code, what I'm going to get is this. So figure 1, Leslie Lamport speaking. Figure 2, Don Knuth reading. If I come up here in figure 2, we see the creator of LaTeX reading. And I could also say something similar. In figure, Leslie Lamport, FFL1, we see the creator of LaTeX speaking. Okay, and that's going to say, that's going to have that. Okay, and so in figure 1, sorry. Here we go. In figure 1, wow, I have a really hard time spelling. F-I-G-U-R-E. In figure 1, we see, okay, so I'm going to recompile it. Okay, and again, the point is, by labeling it like this and referring to that label there, like we don't have to go through and change the label every single time, every single time we make an update. Because that would be a huge pain. Obviously, this is a kind of a stupid example, but I think you can imagine real life examples where you have something similar. So actually, as a example, so let's look at a section. So I'm going to make a section, and it's going to be images of LaTeX people, and I'm going to give it a label, and I'm just going to call it first section. Okay, so now in the second section, let's say I have a second section called images of me. Okay, so now I will put pictures of me. So again, I'm going to put this. It's actually going to be pictures of 4/5 of my family. When this photo was taken, there wasn't the other one. So Rob, Rom, and 3/4, or wait, I said 3/4, but it's 4/5. Wow. Okay, and I could say something up here like in section, okay, ref. Now I forget what section I called it because I've been, okay, where is it? First section. So in reference, in label ref, first section, we saw images of tech people. Here is an image of me. Kind of self-centered because there's also other people. Me and my family. Okay. And so this is what we have here. Where's the writing? Okay, so now again, the images are not where we want them to be, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. In section 1, so again, the one there is referring to this section. Okay, now let's see what happens. I'm going to add a section. And I'm going to say a section about text. And then when I compile this, notice what's going to happen. The images of tech people is section 2, and it changes this to section 2 as well. Now, we'll talk a little bit more about this, but let's say I want this figure to be where I'm saying I want it to be, rather than having LaTeX try to figure out the best place to put it. To do that, you can put an optional command here with this H, and what's going to happen now is going to put that photo of Leslie Lamport where we want it. And if we do this, we should also get something similar. Donald Knuth right here. And again, yeah. So still doesn't do it exactly as we want, and we'll talk more in upcoming weeks, so you can probably do more research as more likely in upcoming weeks on how to get images displayed a little bit better, like where you want it to be. So this is the last thing that I want to share. This is on the Overleaf website called Learn LaTeX in 30 Minutes. So we have essentially gotten down to section 8. We're basically going to do all of the rest of this next week and then look at some other stuff in upcoming weeks. Okay, now there's going to actually be other stuff we're going to look at as well. I know it seems like a lot, but once you sort of get going with things, it's going to be very intuitive. And then I'll share some of my LaTeX documents that you can use and stuff like that. I think that you guys are really going to like using LaTeX. I think it's way better than any other equation editor that exists out there. But okay, that's going to be it for the videos this week. I will see you in the discussion forum.